Welcome to the No Shot NBA podcast with Chuck and Duck. And engineer Ben behind the
Welcome back to the No Shots podcast, episode 6. Whose ball is it anyways? Woo! I'm your host, Duck. I almost called myself Chuck. Chuck is to the left of me.
Hello.
We got Brooklyn Ben on the sound effects over there on the ones and twos.
Duck and cover, bitches.
Let's go. They're coming in so hot.
We're coming in hot, baby. We got a bunch of topics. The holiday season is upon us. Christmas games around the corner. Tyrese Halliburton and the Pacers storm their way into everyone's hearts. LeBron and the Lakers hang up another banner. Where the fuck is Giannis's ball? Draymond suspended again? We got the Celtics edition of the Hometown Romp. Our thoughts on MLB free agency and who won the Shohei Ohtani sweepstakes. Plus some court report trivia. Brooklyn Ben's birthday. Uh-oh. Yep. But first, how you guys doing today?
I am doing well, I guess.
Doing well, Chuck?
I'm just want to get to Christmas break, which is Friday.
Yeah.
But I've been doing good. I'm, traditionally, I guess in the wintertime, I'm in a real I'm watching the new season of Fargo. So and I've been rewatching the old seasons. So yeah, I got to watch the movie during the break, but yeah, I'm just all in that wintry world.
Yeah.
So
Still on the mind.
Mm-hmm.
I have not seen Fargo, but I love the movie.
Yeah, I think it's pretty well. It has a lot of the same kind of themes that the movie presents. So, and I think the Coen brothers are like executive producers on it.
So it's not.
It's. I think it's kind of a nice. It's an anthology series, which I think works well because they're lightly connected, but all in the same universe. So, you still got your like dark, shadowy character who kind of goes around killing everyone. It's really brutal.
Ooh, okay.
So, just like the movie is. So
that sounds fun.
It's fun.
I've been rewatching Boardwalk Empire, and every time I see it, I think, how am I supposed to believe Steve Buscemi is like a menacing gang lord? He's much scarier in Fargo as like a annoyed henchman.
Yeah, bumbling idiot.
He was bumbling,
Yeah.
And he just gets chopped up, but spoilers. But in Boardwalk, he's so nice.
The movie's
runs the town.
The movie's from is that an Fargo's in the 90s?
I think it's the 90s.
Yeah, 96.
I don't think you can spoil anything that people, it happened in the 90s. So.
Not true. Agree, disagree, but
guess what happens in Titanic? You'll never believe it.
I think you've got some, you've got a certain amount of time.
Of limitations.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's true, but at the same time, Game of Thrones comes out, the spoilers in an hour after the episode comes out.
Okay,
but that's a different world.
That's different. That they just came out.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's more upsetting than spoiling a 25-year-old movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's way more
I agree with that.
Yeah.
However, let's not get into it.
I think we
got basketball.
We got a lot to talk about.
Well, the point is that we've all seen Fargo, so
true.
And
we don't care about you, listeners.
Right.
That's what we're saying.
I do. That's not true.
Danny
I
cares.
care. I don't go on my way to spoil movies just for a reaction like these guys. All right.
I wasn't doing it for a reaction. I was
That's literally what you did.
I was trying to build a point, but
I don't think you build anything.
I guess my graphite broke.
Somebody get this guy some graphite.
What I need is a facial.
Oh,
That's how I am, by the way. My skin is dry. That's what I'll say.
Yeah.
facial alert. All right.
By the way, fellas, do you know what a facial is? Because we're a little confused.
I got the answer.
What is a facial?
Lay it on us.
Is that the urban dick? You got the...
No, my girlfriend. I said, what
GF Dick.
I asked, what happens at a facial
bro.
appointment? And she said, they're going to scrub her face, rub, and moisturize.
There you go.
There you go.
That's what
There
it is.
you go, listeners.
What about the cucumbers, though?
I got to ask about that.
Okay. Tune in next time.
Tune in next time for your thoughts on the No Shots Pod Cucumbers edition.
What did you say?
All right. Is it time to go over Brooklyn Ben's birthday?
Brooklyn Ben had a birthday.
Birthday.
How was your birthday, Ben?
It was fun. I had you guys in my house.
Yep.
What did we do?
And my girlfriend Donna, by the way. Shout out to her.
Shout out to Don.
We drank alcohol. We played some games.
What game did we play?
Played Exploding Kittens, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just
Good
testing.
Yeah.
Good game. Good card game. Fun.
We briefly considered going to the club, The decision was in my hands, and I said no. I'm tired.
We also watched the
Long
IST
week.
championship.
Oh, and we watched the IST championship.
Yeah.
The Lakers hanging the banner.
So
Of course, that's the
Lakers
worst birthday
having the
present I
banner.
could have asked for. The Lakers winning something.
did you have a
course.
good birthday?
I did. Yeah, it's crazy to be 28. It's too much.
Also,
Finally
you
in your
forgot
mid-20s, Ben.
that I cooked pesto pasta.
Oh, I'm
the
so sorry.
pesto boy.
Charles cooked an amazing pesto, and he cooks a mean
Delicious.
pesto generally, but this, I will say, was probably the best
Top
pesto
tier.
that
Top
I've,
tier.
that I've ever
Exactly.
had, either from Chuck or anyone else.
Yeah,
So,
I agree with that.
put that in your pipe and smoke it. Because it's green.
Well, we got Brooklyn Ben's birthday. What else did we do?
We saw the
Recently.
movie Gojira.
Godzilla. Now, before
Minus
you guys
one.
spoil it,
Well, yeah, spoilers.
Godzilla
Get ready
minus
for
one.
spoilers.
I don't got too much to say.
Godzilla
I did.
-1?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
Oh.
I did fall asleep for like 5-10 minutes in the middle of the end, beginning of the end. Was a little confused at the third act because of it, but overall, very good movie.
It really was, I thought. Because I don't feel like you don't often, and I like all the recent Gojira King Kong movie content that's come out. I think it's all been pretty good. But I feel like you don't often get a character-driven action movie these days.
Yeah.
And that's what this was.
Yeah, and I like that.
I liked that a lot.
Yeah.
And, good acting. It's cheesy, of course. It's a Gojira movie.
Yeah.
Donna wanted, I asked her for her takes, and she said, they were a little heavy-handed with showing how Godzilla is the metaphor for American imperialism and the atomic bomb and all that stuff, But I think American audiences have to know.
Yeah.
I don't think they realize what's going on here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I really like the way that they portrayed the monster, and they just gave us the monster right away. Like there was
love that.
no build up.
Yeah.
But there was suspense.
There was suspense, and I thought they did I don't know how they got all those shots, to be honest,
Of the water.
of the Godzilla.
Of that monster. How did they get those shots?
He's a really good
Did they
actor.
get
So close.
But I thought the way that they showed Godzilla was really fun. Like there was one scene where the I don't know, it was like the foot coming down on the ground. Like they really did make him feel monstrous and
Massive.
powerful
Yeah.
at the beginning, and then of course he got bigger.
Yeah, the boat scenes when he was chasing, genuinely terrifying for me.
Really good.
I don't
Yeah.
know, like the spines in the water, him rising up and everything. I thought it was everything that I wanted and not a minute more.
He was also more traditionally, as opposed to some of the newer American Godzillas, he looked more like the classic Godzilla, which is a little more dinosaur-y.
Yeah.
Like he kind of has changed, his face has changed. This was a very T-Rex kind of snout he
Kind
had.
of cute though, right?
Yeah.
Little puppy dog
Yeah.
face.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Definitely.
which added to the uncanniness, I think,
Yeah.
of the monster.
Yeah. In ways I wish the the story arc with the characters, well, I did like the story. I wish they would have showed us a little more. And maybe it's because obviously it's in Japanese and we're just reading the subtitles. But like, I wish like, I don't know, I wish it would have showed us a little more. Like he was like, we knew he was a chicken, the main character guy, like from the beginning, and he kind of had to overcome it. And
yeah, Donna pointed out that they never actually once said the word kamikaze in that movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so it was the translation.
Oh, the translation.
Well, that's kind of what we call like the comic. I don't know. It's a different. The terminology is different.
Different,
in Japanese.
That's fair.
Yeah, so I figured some of that kind of led to that, but
yeah, makes sense.
overall, yeah, I mean, that's not really the point, anyways. I feel like, you know, of course we have the
you wanted more from the main character.
I wanted I wanted just a little more like showing the struggle instead of them. I feel like they were constantly talking about how he just kept talking about how he was we'll say failed pilot at this point.
Right.
And it just kept coming up, and at all the moments where you understood that he was going to struggle in because that was his weakness, they said it.
Yeah.
Instead of just like showing us him being,
it's true.
You know, so I feel like that part was like a little over-explained, but I have
a little too much.
I have no complaint. Yeah,
exposition at times.
He was the one part of the movie that it wasn't that interesting for me.
Yeah,
that character.
Yeah,
but all the whole supporting cast I thought was great.
I thought so too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I liked how it was a love connection, but not quite a love connection.
I'm not your father.
Yeah. Not your father.
I'm not
your wife,
by the way.
So I thought that was really well done.
And it was there. Maury, what's his name?
Maury.
You
are not the father.
You are not the father.
It was a good classical representation of Godzilla. Too.
Yeah.
Just like
a return to form.
Yeah, exactly. So it looked beautiful too.
How many stars, Charlie? It did look beautiful.
I'm at a 3.
Wow, he never gives that 4.
I thought it was really good, but yeah, it was just at certain points I was, I just felt a little overwhelmed by the character like interactions.
Yeah, I'll say 3.
Yeah,
as well.
That's fair.
I'll give it a 7. Solid 7.5 even.
Yeah, I think it's close. It's just a few, like that's what 3 is for me. Really good, but there's just a couple things off from being like, oh wow, I have nothing to complain about in this movie.
Yeah. Yeah, although I do not have a rating yet. It's too soon for me.
Who knows? Maybe watch it again. Who knows?
Who knows?
Let's do it.
All right. Well, let's start here with the in-season tournament then.
Yeah, since we are
obviously the Lakers were victorious over the Pacers.
Oh, shout the Lakers!
Yeah.
Again.
Shout Anthony Davis. Great game.
Oh yeah.
Great game for AD. Glad to see him snarl a little bit.
Snarling.
Yeah. Well, it was good to see that they kind of had that in. I think it is kind of a good thing especially a good thing like that LeBron was playing in the game.
Yeah.
First of all, because and they took it seriously, and like what I was saying earlier about the in-season tournament, until the players take it seriously, then
we won't.
So it was good that there was a level of intensity, and the game, it kind of got out of hand there towards the end. It's clear the Lakers notched up their intensity level, and Pacers just didn't really have an answer.
Yeah, they just wouldn't let the Pacers run.
Yeah.
Which they did a great job at that.
Yeah, too much size. They also
a lot of size too.
Started kind of doubling Halliburton a bit, and it was kind of the first time he had kind of been kept getting trapped and seen different coverages. Not that maybe other teams haven't tried that, but the Lakers can be a high efficient defensive squad, so they kind of put down the clamps and force the other guys, which is kind of how I think script is being written a little bit here on the Pacers.
Yeah. Which, by the way, shout out to the Pacers for the amazing run they had in the season tournament games.
Very fun.
Very fun to watch. Now everyone thinks everyone knows Tyrese Halliburton.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's good.
Which is fun.
That's the point
of it. On the map.
Yep. Been on that way, the Tyrese way for years.
Yeah, that you have.
For years. Now everyone wants to jump up the bandwagon.
And what do you say to those people, Duck?
I say, welcome aboard.
Welcome aboard.
But yeah, it was a fun series. Definitely, I mean, some nitpicks, obviously.
What are your nitpicks?
Of the entire in-season tournament as a whole. Nitpicks is, obviously, the courts and jerseys still ugly to me. Get them out of here. What was it? It was just the last game in Vegas?
No, it was the last. It was the semifinals and the finals that were in Vegas.
Bullshit. Get that out of here. We want home court advantage, baby.
That's a big thing.
I do think, the games, the early knockout games were really fun in the home arenas.
Yeah.
I would vote. I do like kind of having like the Final Four in Vegas. That first game was so awkward because it was so quiet in that Pacers-Bucks game.
It was just weird.
But I do kind of like the event of it. It was also because the time, they were playing at 2 o'clock, like Vegas time.
Yeah, why would you use that slot for a tournament game?
I do not know. But I think when we get expansion and go to 32, we should have 2 rounds of home knockout games.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think we should have longer series too.
You know what I was thinking? We can't make
gotta make this a whole 7.
You know what I was?
It doesn't have to be 7, but 3.
No,
why not
we
3?
gotta do 7.
3 would.
We don't have to go right to 7.
I was thinking 3. 3 would be fun. But also, what if we did? If Adam Silver loves football so much, then we should do 2-game aggregate score rounds.
Football.
Oh, that's
American football.
Like, so you have like 210 to 207.
So you play one at
it's
maybe in the early knockout rounds, right? You play for example, the Celtics and the Pacers. Like we played at the Pacers. Pacers won by 10. So now going into the game at Boston basically starts down 10.
Can we make it like one continuous game so Mike Bream has to say, he's got 10 points in the 5th quarter?
This would be such a confusing...
That would be so fun. There'd be so many records set.
It's just confuse all
it's
the
a 7th quarter record.
Yeah. So Americans would be so confused by this.
Yeah, but fuck it. Americans are confused about a lot of
saying
things.
first quarter.
But I think a longer knockout round with more teams. Like, I wanted to see more of the teams in stressful situations. Like, could we see Denver, like, in a stressful situation this year? Could we see the Kings didn't just... Well, I guess they lost the Pels.
Yeah.
But, like...
What if the whole season was a bunch of different in-season tournaments?
Now we're talking.
I wouldn't be opposed to having 2. Like one, like sort of, at the beginnings, then one maybe like 3/5 of the way through.
Yeah,
midterms.
But I also, what do you think of the idea of just knocking off, separating it? So, there's the early part of the season, then we play all the tournament games, then we go back to the season.
Yeah, I mean, makes sense to me. Like it's in the middle of the season.
Yeah. I mean, not even just the middle, but and separated from, we don't have to question whether this is a tournament game. Like, the tournament games are all happening.
Yeah. It's kind of fun peppered in, though. I thought that at first, but then it's like you can watch normal basketball and then get excited because extra basketball is coming.
Yeah.
I'm not too strong either way.
Yeah,
but
I'm not too strong
I don't know. I'd have
either
to
way.
see it to believe it.
I do think they should push it back a little bit more. I know I probably said this on the last.
I do agree with that.
I kind of agree with that, but the whole point was to make meaningful basketball games early in the season before Christmas.
I know,
right.
But the thing is,
because no one cares about NBA games until Christmas. Let's be honest.
I also don't know how much they care in January, February.
I think I would disagree.
Maybe.
I would disagree with the early part. The early part is exciting. So people do watch more.
Yeah.
It's that middle and end section where it just like the dregs of the season where it kind of just like it's like, oh well, this has already been going on for 3 months. I'm just not I'm not into it anymore, you know?
Yeah.
Especially if you're a team that's in the middle of the pack or on the lower end, you're just kind of like, well, this is the rest of the season for us.
Yeah.
You know.
So
it's
but
interesting.
it is a little tricky because theoretically maybe Christmas would be the time to start it, but they don't want to ruin, you know, the TV deal kind of thing with Christmas, because Christmas is a big day.
No, but do it in like mid-January. When's the All-Star game? In March?
February.
It's in February?
Maybe March.
Do it like early, mid-January.
That could be fun.
I find that to be a dead time. But
could be interesting. Draymond Green suspended again indefinitely until...
They said he's going to be out at least 3 weeks.
Oh, they did?
3 weeks.
Yeah.
Right as Ja comes back.
Right as Ja comes back. 1 in, 1 out. Not that it's the same. Yeah, I mean, what do y'all think about this indefinite?
I do think that the league is hedging a little bit and waiting to see what the people's reaction is.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I mean, I think he's clearly... I mean, these things are happening more and more often than they did ever. So
suspensions?
No, his
just Draymond's
actions.
Outbursts.
Oh, yeah. Are they?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I haven't done research on it, but...
Yeah,
you have,
degree, yeah.
Like, if you think about it, I mean, there's been some hard fouls in the past, but, like, if you think about the Steven Adams nut kick...
Yeah.
And...
Classic.
I guess the LeBron punch came in the same, but then not much after that. But this is like, he stomped on Sabonis last year. He punched Poole last year. And Yeah, and now this year... Gobert and Nurkic.
And a couple of other...
like ticky-tacky
little random stuff.
I mean, there's aggressive foul and ejections, but like, I forget what the stat is, but he just, between all of his suspension games, he just hasn't played, which is the most brutal thing for the Warriors, because he's actually still a good player.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
And they need him out on the court. But I just think, with all that ramp up, I think, you know, I don't know if it is kind of tricky for them to, you know, I think it's also like the team did nothing last year when he punched
Jordan Poole.
He didn't miss a single game.
Yeah.
Real game.
He did that weak-ass apology video.
And then there was that weak-ass apology. And I mean...
Which he didn't apologize for.
Yeah. No. He's not very remorseful at all.
No.
And, you know, it just seems like he does need to stop doing this shit. You know?
Do you think the Nurkic thing was intentional?
Well...
He was flailing, obviously, excessively.
It was completely erratic.
It was erratic.
Yeah, it was erratic, and it was dangerous.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's meaning to whack him in the face, but he played it in a way where something like that could happen.
Yeah.
And he does that all the time, which is why I'm not sure there's another player who's quite like that, being that extravagant all the time. And he does need to temper his... Because, you know, I mean, the league's got to think about, you know, not that, you know, we as fans really care, but, like, you know, confrontations, you know, going forward, or, you know, him actually hurting someone for real. Because they don't want to have the player... I mean, this is probably why the Players Association is just going along with this, because they got to protect the other guys, too.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So it does... To me, it feels like he is ramping more and more out of control. So...
Yeah. Well, I guess I'm just going to dive into it. Here's my thing about this Draymond thing. I'm sick of the Draymond antics, right? sick of it. When I saw that, him like elbow Nurkic or whatever.
I saw it live.
Slap him. I was like, come on, this is ridiculous. Yeah. Like, I rolled my eyes. I was like, okay, here comes another 5 or 10 game suspension. Whatever, right? But, however, right, now everyone's talking about Draymond Green like he has CTE, like he has straight up mental problems, and he needs this time off to go figure it out. I'm going to be honest. He hasn't figured it out the previous suspensions. Draymond's going to be Draymond at the end of the day. Meanwhile, with this indefinite suspension, like, don't get me wrong, I think he probably should have gotten suspended for this. Probably a hefty amount of games. 10, I 15, so, doesn't matter. What's the number? But the weird thing about this suspension, right? And now we're getting into murky territory here with murky waters. But there are 2 guys currently playing while they're under police investigation. Completely ruining the fun, sucking the fun out of watching their teams, right? And now we don't have to get into that, but I mean, we talked about the Ja thing right? When the league was investigating him, he wasn't playing.
Yeah, I think like I do think this is more of a Ja thing versus
those other
guys.
Yeah,
like Draymond, it's a little different because you have a player who is kind of endangering other players and won't stop. So this is all happening within this little bubble. But if we're going to talk over the Ja thing and the 25 games, and I know that was because repeat offense.
Yeah.
But yeah, like.
And don't get me wrong, this is a repeat offense, and I am sick of it.
I don't think the 2 guys that you're talking about should be playing.
I don't think so either.
No, I completely agree.
It's to an extent where one of them was going to play Toronto or is about to play Toronto, I'm not sure. Mm-hmm. And the Toronto like Border Patrol did not want to let him in because he was currently getting investigated by the police.
It's
now whether he plays or not in that game, I don't know. But like, it's just weird.
It's like I hate to make this comparison, but it's like the Catholic Church, where you have church law and you have lay law.
Yeah,
and this is an internal thing. The NBA is handing down its edicts according to what people do on the court, and the more you do it on the court, the harder the repercussions are going to be.
Yeah.
And if it's happening off court, it may be drastically worse. But the fact is, the media attention's not going to be there, and people either, I don't know, they forget or they don't care, and the league just says, all right, we're not going to have to deal with it. I don't know.
And I know those other 2 people who are not naming currently at the moment.
You can name them.
Yeah, I think we should name them.
I think
we should
Josh Giddey and Miles Bridges.
Yeah,
Josh
should not be playing.
Real specific circumstances, and they both have different circumstances.
I just can't believe Charlotte brought Bridges back in the middle of that's gross.
Yeah.
How they signed him to a contract.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, he did get suspended last year when it happened. He just didn't get a job for a year, essentially. So it was like a pseudo suspension. Right? The thing that's interesting, right? The Ja stuff was off the court. All this Draymond stuff is on the court. Like,
I know.
I'm sick of him stepping on Sabonis and choking Gobert and slapping Nurkic and doing whatever, kicking guys in the balls. I'm sick of it. But the level of intensity of the stuff he's doing is completely minuscule to the stuff these guys
That's what I'm saying.
did.
Yeah.
It's so small. And do you think it's because him and Ja are kind of like faces of their franchises and faces of the NBA?
I think Ja especially, because little kids are watching Ja and want to be like Ja. Maybe less so they want to be like Draymond, but Draymond is just one of the highest profile players of the last 10 years.
Draymond is beloved in a weird way.
Yeah.
It is like, it did kind of go against Ja, that Ja is a player that a lot of young kids love.
Right.
And of course, I mean,
can you imagine if Ronald McDonald started,
but like,
just
so to have him waving guns around and then talk to him and then him wave more guns around,
it's a bad look.
It's scary.
And he's practically a kid himself, So
Draymond is beloved in this kind of weird weird way where he has been sort of a steward of, what it is to be an NBA champion.
Yeah.
And so he's not on that quite star fame level, but, if you're watching the league, he's an important figure.
Yeah.
In all those.
He's probably like easily, maybe not a top 20 player, but probably top 20 famous player because the Warriors fan base is so
maybe.
Well, and because he keeps doing shit like this.
And because of this, the fun clips you can see on YouTube.
But also like
crazy stuff.
And it comes back to, I think one of the biggest problems is like the Warriors have given him a lot of leniency too. Like,
that's true.
Which is maybe why, like I said a little bit earlier, this is all going down now the way it's going down, because like it's also to kind of point the finger at the Warriors, like, you guys did fucking nothing over this last year. They've given him just such leniency over, these actions, and they even after all the shit he caused and kind of sunk their season last year, they just signed him to a 4-year deal.
Yep.
They're kind of stuck with him.
Yeah.
And because it's those 3 guys over there that need to stick together. So I think he does get some special treatment. He gets special treatment on the court. Like, if other players did half the shit that he did in terms of fouling and aggressive play, they'd be out of there.
Yeah, they probably wouldn't be in the league.
The way he talks to the officials, he'd be out of there.
Yeah.
It is a little bit like I can't make that comparison.
Is there a player comp like from the past who you would,
Well, the past was so different. It was just so. I mean, guys were fighting, fist fighting on the court,
but there were guys who had a reputation.
Yeah, and those guys would throw hands on the court.
Yeah.
I don't think none of them got like these type of suspensions that Draymond got.
Sure.
I don't know though, to be honest.
Well, you couldn't if it was the standards were different.
Yeah, the standards were completely different.
But it is like, I don't know. I can't quite come up with but like I feel like there's a certain amount of like football players where like, they're doing all this dirty shit, and then by the end of their career, everyone's just fucking tired of it, and they're like, okay, now we're going to apply because you're not as great, or it's gone. Like, he's been given such a leash, and now all of a sudden they're like, nope.
No leash,
You know what I mean?
You're off that leash, buddy.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I mean, it's interesting. But, I mean, it's just...
It is.
I'm sick of it, too. I do think he should be suspended. But the way they released the suspension kind of annoyed me a little bit. And...
How did they release it?
Well, they said he was suspended indefinitely.
Oh, the indefinite
up to the commissioner or something, right? You had to talk to them. Right? Which was similar to the Ja thing, but...
And don't forget, Iguodala...
He's going to go to counseling.
Draymond's best friend is acting director of the NBPA.
Yeah.
So they're going to get involved.
For sure.
I don't know. It's interesting.
And I think it was a little sparked by Nurkic's comments after the game.
Yeah.
Like, let's see what he said. He would, because he mentioned the word help.
Him getting help. Yeah, that's like happened a lot this season, and he's going through something and stuff. But
he's been going through it for a while now.
I actually don't think Draymond's going through anything, to be honest.
This is what Nurkic said after the game.
I mean, if 4 rings can't soothe your balms, then I don't know what it is. I mean, no, and shout out to mental health. Like, he could be going through something.
I mean,
and I hope that if he is, that he gets any help that he needs.
I just think this is kind of how Draymond's always played.
It is.
To a degree. It's annoying.
It's going further. And I think it does have a little bit to do with the downfall, because they ain't on the top no more.
Yeah.
Well, also, when you lose,
you're getting exactly. When you're getting your ass kicked and
you get kicked
you
from
feel
all
a little
angles.
butthurt.
You're gonna feel a little butthurt. Nurkic said, "What's going on with him? I don't know. Personally, I feel like that brother needs help. I'm glad he didn't try to choke me. At the same time, it ain't nothing to do with basketball."
I mean, he's got a point. Some of these plays have nothing to do with basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
However, they are happening on the court. And they're not happening where it deserves a police investigation.
Yeah.
So that kind of does have to do with basketball, yeah.
So...
Yeah.
That's just my thing.
I know. I wish the league wouldn't allow those two guys to be playing, Giddey and Bridges to be playing either.
Bridges.
Because
that's
I don't want to watch. I don't want to watch those teams because
I love watching the Thunder this year. They're the 2 seed in the West right now. They've been one of the funnest teams to watch.
Super fun.
When Giddey checks back in, I turn it off. I just do. It's unfortunate, but that's just what I've been doing the past couple times I've seen the Thunder games.
You heard him.
Yeah.
You heard it here first. All right. So we're all done with Draymond shenanigans. Now, what was going on with Giannis's shenanigans after that Pacers
The beginning
game?
of a downfall.
Giannis does have like a little bit of a temper.
Also, question: is Giannis a stat patter?
Oh my god! All stat padding.
I think a lot of players could be considered stat patters.
I think anytime you get that close, you just go for it.
Yeah.
I think that's fair game.
Yeah, I think it's usually your teammates be like, hey, you're close.
True. He had that triple-double last year that they didn't give him because he bounced a ball off the rim at the end to get his 10th rebound.
He did Ricky Davis.
And they were like, we're not letting you, you're not getting
we're not getting that.
That's a little bullshit.
That is kind of bullshit.
That's over the line.
Right.
But I think if you're playing at the end of a game and you're going for it, then that's
you're
fine.
Going for it, yeah.
No, for sure. I'm fine with it.
Generally don't like stat padding accusations. It's usually not true.
Yeah, me too. I agree with that.
It's funny, too, because Giannis and Draymond are kind of on, opposite ends of the controversy scale. Or usually they are.
Yeah, usually.
Giannis does have some temper filled, there was Laddergate when he was trying to shoot free throws after, and he was arguing with the guy over the ladder, and he eventually just knocked the ladder over.
Yeah.
Is Giannis the worst behaved post-game player?
I don't. Yeah,
probably not.
Probably not.
So for those who don't know what happened, Giannis went off against the Pacers after the Pacers beat him in the in-season tournament. By the way, Pacers, since that in-season tournament run, been getting smoked left and right.
Yeah.
Miles Turner, since the in-season tournament final, giving up 40 points to AD, just been getting cooked by every big out there. Shout out Miles Turner. I like him a lot, but it's just been getting smoked.
some post-IST stats for the Pacers.
For the Pacers. Let's hear it. Why not?
Okay.
Before we dive deeper into Giannis.
Since losing the IST, they have a negative 17-point net differential.
Yeah.
1-4. Well, I guess 1-4. Only win was against the Pistons.
Yeah. Shocking.
Offense has been 22nd over that span. Defense is still worst, of course.
Oof, yeah.
This is the most shocking one. Halliburton turnover stats. And this is why maybe the Lakers created a little script.
Mm-hmm.
Turnover stats over the last 5 games. 4-4-3-7-3. He was going 2 games without a single turnover before that.
Yeah.
So they're doing a better job of
copycat league.
Well, interesting about the in-season tournament because remember the Kings last year had this sort of Cinderella run into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Had they had to deal with some sort of in-season tournament, maybe that momentum would have been gained and lost much earlier.
Yeah.
True.
So we'll see where the Pacers end up.
Lakers not too great after the IST either.
Yeah.
1-3.
Yeah.
1-3. IST could be hurting these teams.
What? Sorry.
We'll get to Clipper Nation in a second. But let's get back to Giannis' ball game.
Yeah. So tell us what happened, Danny.
So Giannis goes off for a historic night, 64 points against the Bucks. Against the Pacers for the Bucks. New record for Milwaukee Bucks history.
Congrats.
And apparently, allegedly, the game ball was taken by a Pacers team. Do we know who?
Assistant
coach?
Yeah.
and Giannis was irate about that.
He charged down that tunnel like Naruto.
Oh my god, that was scary.
Dude, that's scary. It's hilarious to me watching that guy try to hold back Giannis. Clearly could not hold him back.
Giannis is like 2 of that guy.
I was showing Kev, my roommate, because he just bought a pair of Immortalities.
Yeah.
And it's scary when he's running so fast.
Oh no, yeah.
That's like what it's like when he's coming down the lane.
I know.
Imagine
terrifying.
Imagine getting in front of that, taking a charge.
No way.
I wouldn't want to hold him back.
You think TJ McConnell stepped in front to take the charge and go down the hallway?
No
to protect his game ball.
McConnell ran away.
Oh man, I'd rather protect my game balls.
Anyway.
Yeah, so Giannis gets irate, gets in Halliburton's face, gets in the Pacers' face, storms their locker room looking for the game ball. So the Pacers, Rick Carlisle later said that it was, you gotta help me out with this rookie's name. I already forgot his name.
Oscar Mshibwe?
Oscar Ishwibwe?
I couldn't say his last name if I was looking at it. So apologies to him.
Apologies to him. Shout out to him for
Ben would probably have the best shot.
His first NBA points. The Pacers took the game ball because he scored. He had a free throw that game, right?
His first bucket.
His first bucket
in the NBA. Even though
official
he scored in the in-season tournament, though.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah.
He scored a point. Yeah, in garbage time, but the in-season tournament final doesn't count.
It didn't count. Yeah.
Oscar Chiebwe, I think.
Chiebwe.
But I also don't know. But
yeah, we apologize to OT.
Yeah.
But yeah. So they wanted the game ball for him. And Giannis was irate because I guess they didn't realize Giannis had this record night. Blah, blah, blah.
But also there was some fishy parts with the Pacers because Miles Turner in the locker room was yelling, "You ain't getting that ball." Yeah.
I kind of do believe that the Pacers wanted to gatekeep the ball once they got it from Giannis. I do kind of subscribe to that conspiracy theory. I do think some of them, especially Halliburton, was like, "Bro, why are you so mad?" Like Halliburton was like talking to other players, like, "Bro, calm down." Giannis is just irate, yelling in his face. Just like, Halliburton's like,
"Oh my gosh,
chill, bro. Like, we'll get you the ball." Like, but yeah, I if I was Miles Turner and giving up that many points, I would probably say something.
Probably.
I would be a little butthurt.
Embarrassed.
And you still kind of beat them in the IST, so you can always hold that over their head.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
Also, though, I heard a take that I could be wrong about. That could be wrong, but someone said they analyzed the footage.
Yeah, this is what I want to get to.
I heard this
saw
on Bill
this
Simmons,
too.
But go ahead.
I saw this on a YouTube short. I forget who's the kid's name, but he's really good. He's becoming one of my favorite YouTube short NBA guys. But there's footage of the actual game ball getting picked up by a Bucks assistant coach. Mm-hmm. So the Giannis and the Bucks had the game ball the whole time during this.
But then they got a different ball.
Now what's up with that?
So how does that ball get switched? That coach had the ball in his hands.
So they had the game ball, and now they don't have the game ball, which is why Giannis said that it wasn't the game ball.
He's not sure if this ball is the game ball.
Because
he knows what it felt like.
So weird.
There's more than one game ball, too,
there's
right?
two. There's apparently at least two, right? Did the Pacers originally take the second game ball, and that's what Giannis was after?
Maybe it was the first one.
Or the Bucks coach had the first.
That was the one that the guy had.
He had it when the buzzers ended. He had it, right? Now, did he give it to the Pacers?
Do they want both
off
balls?
Camera?
What if they want both balls?
You can't ask for both balls.
Yeah, that's a bit much.
It is
Giannis.
a Bucks record, and the guy already scored.
Where are
an
you going
NBA
to put
point.
those balls? You're going to keep them in your locker? They're going to fall out all day.
No, he's going to keep it at home somewhere, I guess. I don't know.
He wants to give it to his mom.
How many?
Because it's in memory for his dad.
What happened to him wanting to give it to Dame?
Did he say that?
That's what the original Giannis quote was. I wanted to get it for Dame because he became fifth on the 3-point record, the most 3-pointers made.
What? I didn't even hear that.
That was the first defense.
I thought he wanted to. He said that he wanted to give it to his mom.
A lot of conflicting stories.
There's a lot of weird stuff, fishy stuff going on. All I know is Miles Turner's pissed.
And how many games should Giannis be suspended for?
I don't know.
I mean, he did make a scene.
He did make a little bit of a scene.
He's pretty good at making scenes.
But after games, you can't give guys. You can't kick a guy out of a game that's over.
Now, why would you want to ruin a historic night? Don't let some Some pettiness ruined a historic night for you.
I know, but
The announcers were silly.
What I'm most happy about is now there's some bitterness.
Yeah, now they're and guess
I love
what?
a budding rivalry.
In division rivals, Ben. Now we got some Midwest teams.
You're not gonna believe this.
With potential rivalries going on this year. Ben hates divisions for some reason.
Can you get like an X-Files sound when there's like a mystery like this?
Oh, that
like,
would be a good sound effect. Doom, doom.
Do, 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 do.
I would love it.
Yeah, I would love that too.
So, moving on from... Do we have any more on the Giannis Ballgate?
Nothing. It was just very enjoyable.
It was entertaining.
It was very entertaining.
I wish I had seen that.
Giannis was very scary angry, but also seeing those normal-sized people try to hold back a giant man is hysterical to me for some reason.
He's also
I
so
lost
nice, too.
He's
Right?
yeah, you know he's so
He's a
nice.
sweetheart.
Yeah,
He's a sweetheart.
Giannis,
But yeah, just imagine-
travels.
Like Benny Hill music while they're trying to hold back Giannis.
Was that on Shackton? Did they come out with that?
I don't know. I would love to see that, though.
It ought to be.
The No Shots Podcast is brought to you by Blurbs.com.
All right, going on next. What do we got, Chuck? Where are we going next with this?
I think we can go anywhere we want to go. Well, Ben, did you want to talk about your storming Clippers?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's well, what I wrote
they're
was,
on fire.
They're on fire.
Doing great.
It's just wrong.
Yeah. Hot take. James Harden makes teams better.
I'm assistant player. I am assistant.
The highest of takes.
Yeah, in the short term.
In the short term, no, all year long, really.
That all year long, that's called the short term. It's only
until the playoffs.
We're 25 games in. He hasn't played in 20. It's what, 20 games?
Yeah. 20 yeah. In 669 minutes with the Clippers, he's plus 6.8 in terms of plus minus as of yesterday, which is in the 79th percentile. But he has a positive impact every year with his Rocket seasons, his Sixers seasons.
Yeah.
With the exception of certain, like 2021, where in Houston was only 290 minutes. So that doesn't,
that was
much.
when he like gained weight and whatnot.
Yeah, when he deliberately wanted to leave, when he wants to leave. So, I don't think the issue is with his playing as much as it is just with his personality. And we're going to see how that pans out.
I think I'll agree that he's playing amazing, but I think
pretty good.
The problem is not that of course he's an impactful player.
Yeah.
He's a star, he's an MVP, he's been great his whole career. The problem is he can always be better than what he allows himself to be. And in the end, it's just going to happen the same way it always happens for him.
Yeah.
I
agree.
I refused to leave that stepping stone.
Yeah. I mean, I'm excited. The Clippers.
I think he's been great. I think the biggest thing with the Clippers is just that where we talked about, I think the last pod, where Kawhi he didn't look so good. Over his last 10 games, he's averaging 29.1 points per game, 63% from the field, 57.4% from three, 11.5 net. That's the biggest thing for the Clippers, is Kawhi has been looking like Kawhi. He looks like healthy Kawhi. Because if he can reach that sort of apex level, they have a star that is going to perform well in the playoffs and can bring home, can play in those high-intensity games against really good opponents.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And my hope with the Harden thing is that he can, maybe he's not the best version of Harden, but if he can make Kawhi, take the load off of Kawhi in terms of creation, Kawhi can just, do little Kawhi things and not have to,
what you did there. Take the load off
his ankle. Yeah, exactly.
Harden...
Manage me load.
The lineup of Harden, Powell, Kawhi, PG, and Zubats are a plus 50.1. It's the best in the league by far. Yeah. It's only 105 possessions.
I mean, they've been having some blowouts recently too. Like, did you see Harden go off in the fourth quarter the other night?
4 straight threes and Snow Angel
went insane.
Yeah, Snow Angel
now that he's in
screaming
LA.
camera.
He looks nuts
we got
out
to
there.
see his
I never
molars.
need to see Harden's maw again. But no, I'm happy for. I'm happy he's having fun.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
This is
They've
just
been fun.
The thing about this is just never the question with the Clippers.
Yeah.
This isn't the question.
Not the talent.
It's not the talent. What's the question, Ben?
It's the health.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know that this is the first time that Kawhi's played 25 straight games since he was a Spur.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Get along,
Actually
little dog.
crazy.
It's pretty crazy.
It's pretty crazy.
And not that last Spur season because he wasn't
Yeah,
there.
he didn't play. Like,
So he didn't do that in
game.
Toronto, and
Nope.
he won a championship.
True.
Yeah,
You got a
but
point
the
there.
Clippers record is he like pulls something every
out for
single
the year.
postseason. So I don't know until they're just in the finals. I refuse to believe that they're gonna stay healthy.
Yeah, I
because
mean-
the last 4 years have shown us that these guys aren't all gonna stay healthy. It's actually a minor miracle that they've played as many games as they have.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chuck and Duck are never going to be convinced by the Clippers.
Will never be.
I'm so convinced. My
Until
last
they prove
question
it.
about this is: would you rather have Harden or Drew Holiday on your team?
on what?
On your Jaden McDaniels team?
On my what's Jaden McDaniels team?
Didn't we build a team around him?
Did we do that?
Around Jaden.
Was that on the air or was that?
No, it wasn't
I
on
think
the
that
air.
was-
We were
Billy.
gonna do that though.
It was like a Twitter response, and it was like build a team around.
Oh
Jaden
yeah,
but only
that's
with
right.
second,
Yeah.
without stars or whatever.
Yeah, role players. only.
What am I around? That's the question.
I guess it depends. Yeah,
I think any situation, I'm taking Drew. I think
I just
almost any situation, unless like I'm an expansion team and I got no one and I want to sell tickets.
yeah. If I've got, I don't know.
Then
if
I'll go for
it.
Harden.
Depends on what role.
Fair.
I think because I think essentially both of those guys are role stars. You
Yeah.
know, like Harden should be a role star, especially at this age of his career.
But he's just a star.
So I think
He's not a
it
system
depends on what
player.
kind of team like if I need scoring, that's the thing that I need in passing. Like I'll take Harden.
Yeah.
Because I've got a better shot at, going toe to toe with another star, but like if you're the Celtics or like even the Bucks, like I don't see why you would have Harden on your team.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, he'd be kind of redundant in those cases.
I think if any of these 30 teams, if I'm any of these 30 teams in the league right now, I'll go Drew Holiday over Harden.
If you're the Pistons,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Think about it.
Yeah, I mean, he's just Harden is also when is he gonna blow up your locker room and your team? Is he gonna play for 40 games and then
I don't know.
and then just be like, hey, I'm out,
I'm out, I want
trade
out.
me?
I don't
Yeah.
know. There is nowhere for him to
So-
go. I don't
Like,
think.
if I'm the
Like-
Pistons, I could flip Drew at the deadline for something, and he's going to teach the young guys some good
Yeah,
stuff. Harden's just going
Drew
to
is-
take them out to the club and stunt their growth on the court.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And
Like-
Drew is a well-renowned, one of the best teammates in the league.
Yeah, so. I gotta go
Yeah.
Drew.
No, I'm not arguing with you there.
So,
Good question, though.
Good
We
question.
actually thought about it for a second.
For once.
For 1 second.
You're not gonna believe this.
All right, where are we going next?
no next.
Next up.
Okay, I'll bring something here. Okay. Well, it's I don't know if you guys know this, but it's trade season.
We are coming
Lots of
up
the
on the
pool-
season.
Well,
Tis the season.
most players are now available to be traded after
Okay,
being
yeah,
signed.
that is right.
So, I was just thinking about this the other day, and he might like Utah a lot, but don't you think we could get Laurie a little more, a better place to live?
He could be moved. I've been seeing this.
I think that he's one of
Pretty
the
often.
premier trade targets out
I
there.
agree.
And I think there's some interesting things about him. I mean, he's got a $17.3 mil contract this year and $18 mil.
Pretty cheap.
next year.
By the way,
it's real cheap.
Just to go back, 5 podcasts ago, he's getting paid almost $10 million less than Jaden McDaniels next year.
Yeah. So I wrote down some teams here. I want to know who you guys think who's.
I already have my team where I want him to go.
I got these teams. I got Dubs, Heat, OKC, Knicks.
Whoa.
Pacers, Kings. I think you have to kind of throw Brooklyn in there because they got all the shit. Who did you have, Danny?
I mean OKC for me. They have 16 picks in the next 5 years, 16 first-round picks. They got to move them eventually. They could do this trade, and if it doesn't work out, Laurie hates it. They could still do this trade in a year or two again. That's how many picks they have.
Yeah. If they want him, if they want anyone, they can get them.
They could just go get him, yeah. They have so many picks.
Is Laurie considered a center?
No, he's
like
forward big.
Yeah, he's 7 foot.
He's big.
He got drafted as a power forward, but the past couple of years he's been playing small forward technically.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's interesting. Yeah, and that's his resurgence.
So that's
back like
your
that.
pick. Who needs him
where
the
I
most?
Wanted him to go. That's an interesting
Who needs
question.
him the most? I'll say the teams again: Dubs, Heat, OKC, Knicks, Pacers, Kings.
Well, the Dubs could certainly benefit. We've talked about their size all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Dubs would be good. I mean, another shooter.
But also,
Dubs.
they're kind of in the shit now. I'm ready to let go of them.
Yeah. Interesting to see if they go all in again on this squad.
Right.
I think the Warriors need him so badly.
Yeah, I think the Warriors would need him the most. Who can you run that list again?
Dubs, Heat, OKC, Knicks, Pacers, Kings.
The Pacers and Kings are interesting ones as well.
The reason why I don't like the Pacers and the Kings fit is because Laurie is a good team defender, but he's not. If he doesn't have a good supporting cast around him, he's not going to make a difference.
Yeah,
especially the Pacers really could use his shooting and athleticism.
Yeah.
But it doesn't solve any of their problems.
That's true.
And similarly with the Kings, it's like they already have kind of,
they have Sabonis and
Keegan Murray.
Keegan.
I guess it is good because you could play. I like it better for the Kings. You could play two bigs. He can play with Sabonis.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really one of the best skills that Laurie has. It's like he can play with another big, and he's not going to be the only big, but he could play. I think he's a perfect Warrior because he doesn't need the ball. He will play in a functional sort of run around offense. Yeah. He'll set screens. He's not the best passer, but he will make system reads. Yeah. He will move the ball.
Yeah.
But despite being the Jazz's best player, his usage rate is 21% this year. So he doesn't need the ball.
Yeah.
He's got, this year he's 23.5 points per game, 8 boards, 1.1 assists, 1.3 turnovers. So he's not turning the ball over much. He doesn't get that many boards, but he can do a little bit of it. He's shooting 80. He's in the 82nd percentile of efficient field goal percentage. He's 77% at the rim. Golden State is currently 25th in percentage at the rim.
And yet they defend the rim well.
He can handle a short roll, and he can play when Draymond comes back, he can play with Draymond. Yeah. And now instead of having either two non-shooters, you've got two kind of big guys. Now they're still going to have to muscle up, something for the boards.
Yeah.
But I think just having another big guy out there would really help them.
Yeah, it really would. I think you're right. Warriors need him the most. How about a team that's not in there? How about that's also sucking this year? How about the Hawks? I just thought of that. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, because he could play with either of their bigs, too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's just a matter of which team...
I mean, they're not very good this year right now at the moment.
No, they're really bad. But I think, I'm just not sure they're going to be as desperate as
Golden State is.
Yeah, but I think Golden State needs to they need to make a move like this to get some size.
Yeah,
now before it's too late.
I completely agree.
I read that reporting says of course Jazz are offering want like a Rudy Gobert like package.
Of course.
But like Golden State can piece together like, I would put Kuminga and a bunch of first round picks in the deal.
Yeah.
You might have to even put Moody in the deal.
Yeah.
But I think it would be worth it.
How many picks do they have available? Because they've already used a few, right?
Well, I'll have to look that up.
It's interesting. I feel like they don't have that many. I feel like they have enough to get it done. Maybe not the Gobert size deal where it's like 4 or 5 picks, but
that's why like
they could get
Brooklyn.
They could get like 3. Yeah, Brooklyn.
That's why I like Brooklyn, but I don't know.
Of course,
Brooklyn
OKC could give them that. In a heartbeat.
OKC. I mean, they should try it. They've got the material,
man.
I think the Heat would be another really good fit. But
he would.
They also. I feel like the Dubs could probably offer more, unless they put Hawkes in the deal.
True.
Which I don't. I can't imagine them wanting to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think he's a really good system player, and if he was playing with better players, he would be very effective.
Yeah, I agree completely. Agree with the Dubs take.
I
would love for
OKC to go because of his low salary. Depends on what Golden State wants to send back. But if they did like Chris Paul in the trade, right, you could maybe also get Sexton or Olynyk or Fontecchio back. So that's like, if you could get 2 kind of solid rotation, like because. I think the Dubs they don't. The size is one thing, but they also just need players.
Yeah, they just need good players.
They need good players. And Kuminga is just. I think Moody's been really good this year. Kuminga's just like a roller coaster, man.
Yeah, he's been up and down.
And I can't trust him. Like I just don't trust him, and I just don't think he fits that system.
Yeah, or their timeline.
Yeah. He still just looks so raw.
He's so raw. Like, and potentially, who knows? A few years from now, he's amazing.
Could be.
But I don't think it's gonna be with Golden State. It's just.
All right. Yeah. What about the Mitchell stuff?
The Donovan Mitchell stuff is interesting because Garland and Mobley just got hurt.
Yeah. It's a weird time to be. It would be a weird time to be trading your best. I mean, not that deals happen in December, but maybe in January.
Yeah. And they're still good, right? They're still in the top 8.
They're in the top 8 there. Yeah. I wrote down Heat, Knicks, Magic, Nets. I don't think the Knicks are really a fit at all, but they've just been linked. So
yeah, we've been linked so much. He wants to play in New York.
So
yeah, and also the Knicks could also just wait for that free agency. Yeah. All these teams could.
Where was Donovan Mitchell drafted? Was it Utah?
He was drafted by Denver.
By Denver.
Oh. He got traded to Utah on draft night for who? Any guesses? Do you know this, Charles?
No, I don't.
You don't know this?
I can't. No.
For Trey Lyles.
Trey Lyles.
Never would have gotten
that.
And
I think another pick, like a pick further in the draft.
Yeah.
Oof.
I think for Mitchell...
Didn't last long in Utah, Trey Lyles. In Denver.
Who do you guys think, who needs Mitchell?
From those 3 teams, Brooklyn. They're so boring.
I like watching them when Cam Thomas plays.
True, I do like Cam Thomas. That ticks the ball off Cam Thomas.
I think Brooklyn is the most natural trade partner.
Yeah.
If we were going to play matchmaker. And...
That's so sassy.
Because I think also, like, if you still have Garland and Mobley and LeVert, like, I would definitely, Brooklyn's got this, they've got a huge cabinet full of wings, and that is what the Cavs need. So you could ask for picks and players.
1 or 2 of those guys.
Whether it's Finney Smith or... I definitely would want Finney Smith or Cam.
Reddish.
Cam.
No. Thomas. No.
Johnson.
Cam Johnson.
Yeah, I would want
Cam's out there.
I would want some picks in Cam Johnson if I was. Because that's what you would need to fill around Garland, and I just think the 2-guard thing isn't working. It never does.
Yeah, it just hasn't.
Which is especially why the Knicks cannot trade for him. They just cannot.
Yeah.
No, but hey, they might get him. They might do it. They love him.
They could.
Yeah, as a Knicks fan, I'm trepidatious, and also we could figure it out in the off season if he wants to come here, and we give him the max and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then we figure out what else we do with the team around him, even though we're gonna have those 2 guards, and does worry me. But so obviously, I kind of still don't want the Knicks to trade him. I wouldn't be surprised if they do, though, because they were so close last time.
Mm-hmm.
With the Heat, I don't love the fit. I don't hate it, but I don't love the fit. It's just a natural fit with the Nets.
He's too soft for Heat culture.
I think he would be great in Miami.
I think he would be great. It's just like the defense. Like, of course he would. I think he would accept the culture effortlessly. But then it's just all of a sudden like Miami's kind of having to hide someone defensively, and they do kind of do that with Hero and
Robinson.
But then you're doing it with like a star player. And like I guess Hero's kind of
Hero's
the
their
star
second highest
this year.
scorer.
Yeah, true.
Right?
I don't know. It's interesting.
I wrote down in my notes, I just like Duncan Robinson better than Tyler Hero. I think he's better for your team.
I agree. I've always thought so.
Agree.
Even when he lost his shot.
Yeah.
And then he came back and they were back
he's
in the
really
play.
good
at least
now.
for
He
this
gets
Heat
the rim.
team, especially. Like if I'm starting a team, I'm picking Hero over Duncan.
Yeah.
Like if I'm if I'm the Seattle Supersonics.
Yeah.
However, but
He's
for
more-
this Heat team,
More
I do
talented, but I feel like it's like they kind of have what he does, like Jimmy does his little ISOs.
Yeah.
And if Hero wants to ISO, it's just, I mean, they need the
Duncan
scoring.
does the
but
running off screen.
I'm just, if I'm the other team, I'm just like not that afraid of, is Tyler Hero gonna just
cook us for 40? That's fine. We kind of want that.
Yeah.
We kind of want him to go
Whereas
off. So
Duncan runs around and creates chaos.
Yeah, he's just
like it's a
little chaos
different
maker.
thing you have to
Off-ball
deal
menace.
with. Like what Hero does is pretty,
It's cool. It's fun sometimes for like for like the highlight reels, but it's just something about the chaos. Duncan brings chaos. Right. You should get that
right.
for a sound effect.
Yeah, we should.
That's right.
I would love that.
All
What
right.
else we got? More
Do you-
trades? Or no?
I don't have any more trade stuff.
Okay.
Do you guys want to play a game that
Yeah,
I
sure.
created?
Yeah.
Okay. But first, I just wanted to give a little shout out to Coby White, who has been awesome lately. Over the last 10 games, 24.8 points per game, 6.4 assists, 50% from field, 48% from three. He has a good little pick and roll game with Vooch.
Oh, yeah. Coby.
Yeah.
I don't know why it took me 2.5 minutes to think of who Coby White was. I was just blanking. He's been awesome.
He's been awesome. And the Levine stuff. So, Bulls are a plus, for Coby White, the Bulls are a net plus 13.4 when he's on the court. That's in the 93rd percentile. They were 2-8 in the last, Levine's injured right now, but in Levine's last 10. Negative 0.83 when Levine is on the court. They're 6-3 since his injury, 10th best in net differential, 12th on offense, 13th on defense. Before they were 26th and 21st. So, I'm not sure how much Levine can go for in a trade package, but my guess is he's probably getting the Bradley Beal deal in return because he just does not have a lot of value right now.
Yeah.
So I wanted to give a little shout out to Coby White.
Oh, yeah, shout. He deserves it.
He's been really good. All right. This game is called, we're just doing, this is the concern meter. So I have a bunch of topics, and this is going to be, it's going to go from 1 to 4. 4 being the most concerned. These are the categories that I wrote up. Number 4, most concerned, rut-row zoinks. 3, antsy.
Okay.
2, it's okay. Really wish it was better, but should be all right. Emphasize the should. Number 1, I'm sipping my margarita by the pool. Does it look like I'm concerned?
Love it.
All right. My first topic is Denver's back-to-back hopes. What is your concern meter?
Well, my concern meter is a 1 on this one, sitting by the pool, because back-to-back hopes aren't
Them
typically
going back
high.
to back.
I know the hopes of them going back-to-back are not typical of any team. Is just not an easy thing to do. So I think the degree of hope that I have of them going back-to-back is appropriate for what they could accomplish.
Denver winning back-to-back titles.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm saying, so no, but their expectation is they're going to win back-to-back.
Well, I don't think that should be your expectation.
Well, that's not the question I'm asking.
Yeah.
But I'm
also agreeing for different reasons because I don't know what Ben's talking about.
I'm saying I have the appropriate level of hope. I'm not worried.
I'm not talking about you.
I'm not worried that they can do it, is what I'm saying. I think they can absolutely win back.
Yeah, I'm still sipping the margarita by the pool. I'm going 1. They're having a bit of a rough patch right now.
Yeah.
But
there are challenges,
worried.
but I do think it's perfectly within the realm of possibility.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just gonna say I'm on number 2 there. It's okay. Wish it was better.
Yeah. That's fair.
Just because I think they've been fine, but I'm waiting for the kick-ass thing to start.
Yeah.
When does it start? Because they only showed it for like the first 3 games of the season, and they've beaten some teams, but they've had some uncharacteristic kind of lapses.
Yeah.
And it's not much. I don't think of it as much. It's not enough to pull me off them being really high on them. But I'm just waiting for the team that's gonna kick everyone's ass. Because they're not
true.
They haven't shown to be that team, and maybe they're just waiting in the shadows. But I wish they would just show it.
I guess I don't usually see Denver as this kick-ass team, even though they were the best team last year. And they were kicking some ass.
Oh yeah.
But I feel like in the past, they've not been like we're just gonna be historically great and dominate.
But they kind of were in the playoffs.
In the playoffs, that's a different story.
But they were kind of.
I'm talking regular season.
I know. I just think they were kind of in the. They had
playoffs.
They were in that West top spot for a long time last year. Like even though they were playing sort of lackadaisical down the stretch, they were in control of everything.
It's true.
And they're not in control. They're in the bunch.
They haven't.
They're in with all.
Yet. Yeah. I'll agree with you there.
They're second, right, in the West. The T-Wolves are
no, they're
like
not.
6th. They're like
no.
Yeah, they're not.
I thought they
the
bounced
Clippers
back up.
are like a game and a half behind them.
Yeah, they're 5th. The Clippers are 6th, right? Oh, that's why I checked.
They're
this
third.
morning.
They're third.
They're
by
third.
the way.
Oh, they're third. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean,
Sacramento's right there. Clippers are right there. Mavericks are right there.
Definitely.
Yeah, they're in the bunch.
They're in the bunch.
They're in the bunch.
And what
but the T-Wolves and Thunder are kind of upset teams that people didn't exactly expect to be 1 and 2.
True.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but I think it's like just. I mean, like I said, I think it's okay. I just wish I wish they would show me something a little better.
Yeah.
I think they're better. I think that they're better than all those teams.
Yeah. I'm still. Yeah, I'm not too worried.
I'm not. Yeah, I think it's okay.
Yeah.
All right. Next one. We can just call this one the Suns, or we could say the Suns. Big 3 they're playing. They've played a total of 24 minutes together this year.
Oof.
What is your concern level for their championship hopes?
What's the 3 one?
Antsy.
I'm antsy on the Suns in terms of their championship hopes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got to be an antsy for me.
Something about this blend of personalities doesn't seem right.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah, it's not even the personalities thing. It's just Beal just being hurt all year.
And that's the main thing.
Yeah.
And
we're like almost to the. Remember you brought your shot the 40 games.
40 games.
He's almost already there.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was it? That Beal will play over 40 games?
Yeah, or over
He
under.
won't make it. Yeah.
Something like
he
that.
won't make it.
It was something about 40 games. He's not. I don't think he's getting there.
I don't
know about that.
They just
that makes me antsy. And also like you're still getting like Booker's still having games off. Durant's still having like ticky-tacky injuries.
Mm-hmm.
It's troublesome. Durant's old, man.
Are they turning into the Clippers?
It's kind of reminding me of when the Clippers.
It's turning into the Nets.
That's kind of how I feel. Yeah, that's true.
I wouldn't go that
Although
far.
the Nets had an amazing offensive explosion, we haven't seen that from the Suns
they're capable of it.
Yeah, I mean,
they are capable
of it.
for sure.
I'm not sure they were 11 on November 26th. They were 11-6, and since then they're 3-6, 20th in defense in that stretch, 20th in offense. They got totally wrecked in that fourth quarter against the Knicks the other night. Yeah. It was like
Brunson,
a defenseless masterclass.
I haven't seen them, show they can win games.
Yeah.
No.
So I'm antsy.
I'm bearish.
Yeah.
Sure.
Antsy as well. Yeah.
Antsy. Okay. All right. Next one here. The Grizzlies making the play-in. They are 6-19, 7 games back in the L column.
For 13th in the West.
Yeah. 7 games back of the play-in.
7 games back in the play-in. I guess I was going to go straight 4 here, but I'll go 3 and C, because there could be a scenario. I could see a world where Ja's healthy. I mean, everyone's healthy. Yeah. Or not even everyone.
One Zion injury, and they're out of it, too. So
other teams could go down, and they could have, like, this great run, and maybe they get a little bit of an easy schedule. That gives them confidence 1 week, and then they just take it into the next coming weeks and have like a great month. I could see it, so I'll go ANSI 3.
Yeah, I'll go 3 as well.
I'm really close to just writing them out.
I'm a rut row zoinks.
Yeah,
because they still don't have those big guys. Like
that's
even
true.
They'll win some games, but they gotta win at like a crazy clip to get back.
Yeah, to get back in this
7 games back of the play-in.
Yeah, it's rough.
Rough. Yeah, maybe the Jazz fall off or something.
What if Ja flies into the air like he always does and comes down on his ankle?
Oh, then it's rut row zoinks.
yeah. Like you don't think that's gonna happen once?
They're pretty much rut row zoinks at this point without Ja even coming back.
Yeah, well, we'll see tonight. I think this is their chance, the Ja evolution.
Okay. I've seen crazier stuff. Remember that Nets run like in the 2000s with that coach? What was that? They won like 19 straight games. What was that Nets run? They were like in the bottom of the standings, and they ended up like being the 8th seed that year.
Yeah.
So like we've seen crazy things happen.
I've seen it. Yeah.
So I don't know.
We'll see. Okay, next one here. Monty Williams making it through this year.
Just in life?
Coach.
Oh, man.
but without getting fired?
23 games. They are 3 games away from the worst losing streak of all time.
How is this Monty's fault?
He played non-shooters lineups, benched the Thompson. He's not playing.
Yeah, I don't think
he benched. What's the guard there? What's his
Ivy? Yeah,
for a while. He was playing Killian Hayes. He's playing James Wiseman.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think this is entirely his fault.
I don't think.
However, I think he's getting fired this year.
But
this is zoinks. It's just an unprecedented
hot seat, man.
Bad run for the Pistons, and you're gonna have to need a scapegoat. Even though we didn't expect him to do much this year,
he's the highest paid coach in the league, I think.
Oh, get him the fuck out of here! He's gone. The Pistons. There's no way the Pistons are not going to try to save money on the rest of that contract.
You did bring him in to rescue an ailing squad, unless they're just tanking.
They just drowned him more.
Monty Williams,
Coach
he
of the
gets
year.
$13.5 million a year.
Yeah, if they could save money on that, they're going to.
Fair enough.
Because it's not that it's Monty's fault, but when things go this bad, the first person that gets blamed is the coach.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, the GM's not going to be like, oh, well,
fire me again.
Yeah, I'll take the blame. No, they're going to blame on Monty.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't think I'm rut row zoinks.
Yeah, it's zoinks. Like, I will see a scenario where he doesn't get fired this year. Even if they keep him to the end of the year. What's the question?
Monty Williams, concern meter for Monty Williams making it through the year.
Through the year. Okay. Yeah, still zoinks for me.
Zoinks.
Yeah. They'll do an interim the last 15 games or something.
Okay. What is your concern level over the Raptors just refusing to trade any of their pieces away?
I'm at a 3.5 on that because they still keep not doing it.
Yeah, they keep not doing it. I have to agree with Brooklyn Ben over here.
BB.
Yeah, I'm antsy. Yeah.
It's gotta be antsy.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's so
insane
obvious.
how they haven't
So
traded him.
strange.
No, for sure they would trade him, one of those guys this offseason. Just have it.
Okay. Let's see here. I'll do one more here.
Okay, one more.
Okay. What's your concern level with RJ Barrett?
What's up with him?
I don't know. He's 7th in Knicks fourth quarter minutes for the team.
Oh, that's a good
He
question.
was playing great, right? Was he
He
not
had a
anymore?
little stretch there. I think he had a little tough stretch.
Okay.
Yeah, he's had a tough stretch. All right, right now his numbers are 29 minutes, over 29 minutes, 18.7 points, 4 rebounds, 2.5 assists. Yeah.
I will say, just based on my eyes, like watching Knicks games over the past few years, I feel like Barrett performs better in the early offing and doesn't perform great in fourth quarters. I don't have the stats on that, but
yeah. No, yeah, you're right.
That's my perception. And that's fine, like help the team out, but then like find the guys who can close it for you, I guess. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. Adding DiVincenzo, once they added DiVincenzo, I knew there was going to be a guy, odd man out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tibbs loves Hart. He loves what Quickly gives him defensively and just the spark of scoring. So it kind of makes sense that RJ's not playing that much in the fourth.
It makes sense, but it doesn't make sense.
At the same time, it doesn't make sense.
Because he is too talented of a player to let, and maybe he hasn't shown it, but, like, his ceiling is higher than all those guys.
Yeah. It's
those
true.
guys.
Yeah,
Besides Brunson and maybe Randall, he's got the highest ceiling on the team besides those two guys.
Yeah. I'm going to say it's a 2. I'm not worried about it because a few weeks ago we were having the same conversation about Grimes. Yeah. And now Grimes has been on the low here. So I'm not too worried. And also a few weeks ago he was leading the league in plus minus.
Yeah, there you go. I'll give it a 1 or a 2 as well.
Okay. Yeah, he's missed some games there. I'll give it 2.
All right. Well,
all right.
I had one more thing.
What's your thing, Ben?
You guys know the Jokic and Nurkic history?
A bit.
Yeah.
That they were both on the Nuggets?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That Nurkic played the 5 while Joker played the 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Jokic went into Mike Malone's office and said that he needed to be put on the bench.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't going well.
It wasn't working.
Which is such a very polite way of saying it's him or me on this team. So now my question is, do they have beef? Because I was watching a Phoenix-Denver game and Nurkic was balling.
Yeah, Nurkic
he was palming the ball
him.
like MJ. He was hitting threes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I think it's just some natural competitiveness.
I think it's
like
probably
is.
Might be the Balkan thing too.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all I got. Thank you.
Oh gosh, I'm fried.
All right, what do we have left?
Time for hometown romp.
We got the hometown romp, baby.
It's just wrong.
All right, today we're talking C's.
Because there's
It's
no
just
other
wrong.
reason why.
That's what he said.
Celtics are the ball.
It's just romp.
It's just romp. Yeah. Okay. The question that I wrote down was, why is every Celtics loss a catastrophe?
Yeah.
Why does it feel like that?
Remember last year when they were like, the Celtics shot the worst percentage of any team in history in this one game? They shot like 14% from 3 or something.
It's like all their I don't know what it is. Is it like I'm wondering if it's expectation or if it's we've seen this team too many times. It's main characters too many times, because I feel like every time it goes wrong, it goes I mean, and they have it. I mean, they're 5-0. They've done a great job lately, but that Pacers game, it fell completely apart in the last 5 minutes. And I mean, their only previous loss was the Hornets before that, which was kind of a letdown game. But it just seems like when they lose, the sky falls.
Yeah.
So I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think it's more expectations, or do you think it's more like we're watching the same story that's happened to this team over and over again?
It's a little of both, I think. I think it's definitely the fatigue of the same storyline, and it's just they just keep falling apart. I mean, so far it's right. It's regular season early.
Yeah.
It's just some of the it seems like all their I'm not sure. I don't know if it's like this, but like for other teams, maybe it's just my fanhood. But I was gonna say it seems like I'm too connected. But that's why I'm asking these questions. Like all the flaws come out in their losses.
Well, that's why you lose.
Yeah,
I guess so.
Usually what happens.
Like this is what happened. This is how watching the Clippers has been for the past 5 years.
But it's not. Yeah, but I feel like there's other teams that are, and maybe that's what you get for being sort of the top dog. I feel like there's other teams that lose, but they lose going down to the gun. Like you don't say that all the Nuggets flaws came out tonight in their loss.
Yeah,
no, that's true.
You say, oh well, they missed some shots. They played hard till the end. It's not a catastrophe. It's a they played a bad game.
Yeah.
But I think, and maybe I'm not even sure that this is actually that relevant this year, because I think they've been playing really, really good.
Yeah.
But maybe it's those kind of past scars that awaken and come out.
Yeah.
During those moments.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely more so for you because you're so close.
Yeah. For sure.
But what was I gonna say? But with the Celtics, I guess it's because their 2 star players are these really good scoring wings, right? Mm-hmm. And if they're not cooking, the rest of the team is just non-existent.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of what is how the makeup of the team is, kind of.
Well, I think that, and I think that's a good point, Danny.
Yeah.
I think over the last, first, I would say that this past week has been their best week as a team.
Yeah.
This whole season. And maybe I know it's just 2 wins over the Cavs and Magic, but it was 4 games in 6 days and a back-to-back. And against the Cavs kind of took them to business last year. I think they won the season series 3-1, and the Magic won the series. They kicked our ass earlier this season. They've been kicking our ass all the time. And they just kind of showed up, and anytime the Magic would go on a little run, it was a little bit of a different demeanor where no, you're not doing that.
Yeah.
And then they would pull away. 2 blowout wins against the Magic, a team they got blown out by earlier. And I think, Jalen has always been, I think, a sticky subject for this team because he just kind of goes and does his own thing too much. But he's been really good this week.
Do you think... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I'm just going to say, last 5 games, he's passing the ball. He's 12.8 assist points created. That's the most on the team. 7.2 potential assists per game, and he's actually averaging 4.6 a game. He's created some chemistry with Porzingis, but it really just they felt a little bit more connected. Balls moving a little better this past week, and they took on some challenges and back-to-back games against Magic are a pretty good team.
Yeah.
They're not losing to anybody. So, what were you going to say, Ben?
No, it doesn't matter. You can
Well, yeah, I do think, by the way, we're talking about the number 1 seed that is 20-5. Charles is so negative about this team.
You got to be hyper-focused on this team that's been to 87 conference finals.
Yep. The 35 championships.
Well, my question was going to be, do you think it's about, like, focus? Like in that Heat series when the Celtics locked in and they looked focused and they won 3 straight games and came back from whatever. When you have a team identity that is capable of focusing on that highest level, if you allow yourself to get distracted even just a little bit, then maybe the rug gets pulled out and the whole thing topples.
I think that's what happens with has happened with them is I don't know if it's like, I don't think it's focus or relaxed. It's like they or like being too relaxed out there. I just think they break some of their good habits, and I've been listening, and I feel like there's a talk of trust around this team. So I think like in the past, Jalen's like, I haven't gotten a shot up here in this fourth quarter, and Tatum's over there doing his thing. Like, it's time for me to jack up a shot.
Yeah.
But that's not the way, like, I don't even think Tatum's been that good this week necessarily, or like over this month. I don't think he's been that great. He's been really solid. He's been, near his usual sort of self, but he's not doing anything like amazing per se. But the whole team is kind of just, there's had a bunch of games where, the whole starting five's in double figures, or Derek White's going off for 28, and it just seems more of like a team effort, whereas before it had to be sort of driven by Jalen and Jason, because the other, smart, not a scorer, inefficient scorer, Derek White wasn't as good as he was this year. Horford is not much of a scorer anymore. So, I think having these guys, I don't know. I think the trust is just a little better. Yeah,
and it's also one of those things where, the expectations are higher this year. They got Drew and KP. But it's also one of those things, and it's like, it's kind of been the same team, but even though they're different, they shook it up this season. But also, I think what we're seeing, especially with this last bunch of games from them, is that they're kind of learning a little bit. They're definitely learning and growing and figuring out like other ways to get it done without like Jaylen Brown and Tatum scoring 40.
Yeah,
which I love to see.
Yeah, I think that's maybe I think a lot of these other teams are getting grace for having new casts, and we have a new cast.
Yeah,
so I think it is bound to take some time, and I think they are kind of finding a stride right now.
Yeah. And in the past, like when they would have these like big downfalls or make these big mistakes, or Jalen does Jalen things.
Tried to dribble with his left hand.
Yeah, we want to see like much growth out of them.
Yeah,
and like maybe like because they got Drew and Hofford's back, and Porzingis is playing how he is. Like maybe it feels like they're growing more than they have in the past, or at least to me from outside.
I mean, Porzingis is the big difference.
Yeah.
Like he is what makes them like how they're 15-3 when he plays a full game.
Yeah.
So
really good.
And let's see here. So I mean, one of the big stats is Brown, just to show his improvement. He's obviously been much a willing passer, but they've had a real problem with like when Tatum steps off the court over the course of the years.
Yeah.
Like 2 years ago with the Jays together, they were plus 13.8. Just Tatum, 9.5. Just Brown, 1.5.
Yeah.
And then last year, 5.8 together. Just Tatum, 12. Just Brown, 3.2.
Yeah.
This year, Jalen's up to 8.8.
Yeah.
Tatum's at 13. So
I think that's the big difference.
Winning those minutes.
Yeah, you could kind of trust Jalen to go out and figure ways for them to get better when Tatum's out.
The spacing's really helping with Porzingis. So with their big starting, the famous starting five.
Yeah.
If they're like they're they're a plus 20 net. If you just exchange Porzingis for Horford, with Horford in that lineup, they're a negative 10.
Wow.
So
yeah,
I don't think they played that many minutes with that lineup out there. It's been mostly, but it just shows how much his spacing really, that's their kind of killer thing.
Is this?
So he's going to have to stay healthy. But,
yep. Shout out Tingus Pingus.
So
Tingus Pingus.
I think that's all I've got, really. Unless you guys have any more questions.
I'm going to have to watch more C's games.
yeah. No, I don't think I have anything. Great hometown romp.
Good job.
Yep. All right, now...
What's next?
What's next? Trivia?
Trivia. Yeah, let's do it. Do it.
All right, we can skip court report this time unless you guys want to.
Oh, thank God.
Okay. Yeah, we don't need to talk about how we
Jesus
got
Christ.
bodied.
Yeah, fake ass.
I mean, we
fake
won. We
news over
blasted
here.
them out of the water. All right, I got a couple of fun little questions for you here. Oops, just closed it. Okay. All right, first one. 1 point each. There's four NBA teams.
Whose turn is it?
Great question, because you usually just throw out the first question, and that's how I fail.
Well, I was just gonna go with who's winning or who's losing could get the first question. Although Danny did get the first question last time.
Okay,
Danny
so
can go first again.
Okay.
Okay. There's 4 NBA teams without a mascot. 2 West, 2 East.
These questions. Only Ben comes up with these questions.
Oh boy.
So,
am I supposed to name one?
Name one, and then Charles can try to name one too. You get 1 point per team.
I got one. The New York Knicks. I was about to say, I was like, I've never seen a mascot there.
That's correct. That's correct.
Like, there's no shot. Okay.
So there's two East and 2 West?
2 East and 2 West.
Okay. How about the Miami Heat? I don't think so.
No, you know the Miami Heat's guy.
Wrong.
All right, I'll give you guys however many chances.
I don't know.
I got
that
another one. I
many
got the
chances.
other East team, Brooklyn Nets.
You got it. Oh, Danny, sinking them.
I've just been to a lot of those two teams' games recently.
Yeah,
never seen
You've
a
never
mascot.
seen a mascot out there.
Damn. New York at home
I have
court
no
advantage
clue.
over there.
Honestly.
All right, the 2 teams that remain are West teams.
Now I have no clue.
Well, I guess I'm gonna go with the Lakers.
Oh, there you go.
Point for Charles. All right,
Wait a second.
Danny, you want to try for the last remaining team in the West?
Wait a
With
second.
no mascot?
Is it the Clippers?
No.
They have a mascot.
Yeah, it's that vulture. You never seen that vulture?
Never seen them.
Pretty cool. I think it's a condor, technically, actually. It's
Okay.
a condor. It's pretty cool. I like it. All right.
Okay.
Charles, you want to give it one more shot?
Yeah, I'll give
Just
one
even
more
it out.
shot. I'll go with the Warriors.
I'm really surprised you guys got them all. That's
That's gonna
great.
be my next
Good
guess.
job.
I just couldn't think of
I
the
was
Clippers
too.
mascot.
I was just starting to guess like classic teams that would be too like.
Two,
we're
yeah,
better
oh, we
than
don't need a
we don't need
mascot.
mascot.
And you got it,
Come
yeah.
on.
So 4 of the biggest teams in the league.
Yeah.
Right? Lakers, Warriors, Knicks.
Well,
maybe
except
not
for
the
the
Nets, but
Yeah. True.
anyway. All right, that's good job, everybody. I'm very surprised
go.
you did so well.
Split the points, baby.
You get 2 and 2, baby. All right, we're back to Danny though.
Oh, we got
For
more. Let's go.
one of my favorite players, Amir Coffey.
Uh-oh.
What? He was subbing in for Kawhi the other night, by the way. What is his career high? Closest answer, you guys can both answer. Closest answer, I'll give you a point. And I'll give you a bonus point for the team it came against. So
I'm going to say 19 points against the Sacramento Kings.
All right, Charles?
All right, I'll go with 32.
What?
And I'm going to go with...
This guy's got the NBA teams in front
I'm
of him.
just looking at them, yeah.
Yeah, you look at the list of teams.
I'm doing this off the top.
I can't believe you remembered the Kings.
I'll go with the Hornets.
Okay, you both got the team wrong, but Charles was much closer. It was 35 against OKC.
I actually genuinely don't think I've ever seen Amir Coffey play a minute that's not garbage.
I just couldn't... When I saw him the other night, I was like, what?
Yeah, me too. I thought he was gone too, but now he's on. I see him on the bench now. I'm like, oh, what happened to Amir Coffey?
Shout out Amir Coffey.
No,
I've always enjoyed him.
I like him too.
I've always been an Amir Coffey
I'll take my
enjoyer.
coffee with cream. Announcers never fail to make a coffee
Who
joke.
did you do it against?
OKC.
Okay,
So no point for that, but
I was closer.
I guess you were technically close. What did you even say, Chuck?
Chuck said East team.
The Pacers. Oh, Charlotte. Yeah. So
I don't know.
Danny was closer.
Is Charlotte closer though?
No, it's on the East Coast. Oh well, actually, Oklahoma City's kind of right in the middle, huh?
Yeah.
All right,
I think it's probably closer, but it
probably
doesn't matter.
No point. No
Yeah,
shot.
no point.
No
No
shot.
point. Yeah.
No shot. All right, here's the last and final trivia
Here we go.
question. And it's not a basketball question. Maybe you guys know this. I don't know. Who named the first designated hitter in baseball?
I got no shot.
And I'll give you a bonus point for the year.
The first guy to ever DH in baseball.
The first, when they first created the position, and who was the guy?
Fuck. I feel like I should know this. I'm just gonna say this is totally wrong. I think it's a basketball player, but I'm gonna say Lance Thomas.
Jimmy Fox.
Okay, do you guys want to guess the year? I'll give you the point for
the year.
Closest. Yeah.
Well, it's got to be. Okay.
Go ahead, Danny.
I'm gonna go. Oh wait, for the first DH.
Yeah, first DH.
I'm gonna say 1981.
I was literally gonna say that.
Oh man,
That's literally what I was gonna say.
you got to guess a different year, bro. Sorry.
Steal.
Steal.
Right,
No matter if I do.
I'm gonna go with 1982.
Well, you went the wrong way.
Damn.
Sorry, buddy. Actually, it was 1973, a lot earlier.
Yeah.
And the guy was Ron Blomberg.
Jesus Christ.
Never, for what team?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Well, it's not in my
Fair
notes,
enough.
but I can look it up. But
Ron Blomberg.
like the Blue Jays or something. So that goes to Danny, and you guys scored perfectly even on this in this pod.
Okay, I'll take
3
it.
and 3. Not well done.
Take it. It's
to
my first
everybody.
even.
We got even net.
First evening for Danny
Yeah.
Camacho.
Usually getting dominating this trivia.
Yeah, you're like a -2.
Yeah, I really am.
Something. And that's it for trivia, folks. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for
There we
tuning
go.
in.
Thanks for playing.
Well,
What now?
that's the end of the podcast.
You're not going to believe this.
Apologies to Shohei Ohtani. We'll get to you next time.
You don't want to talk about it in our outro?
Not really. Not really. I'm over this. I'm cooked.
There's nothing really to say.
Yeah, I feel like we could have more of a
Don't you think?
because not many other people have signed.
Is there anything to
true.
We
predict?
could have a little bit more of a. Oh yeah, we could do it. We could throw out.
We should throw out a prediction of some kind.
Yeah.
Of some kind.
Well, how about we just end it with what are you guys doing for Christmas?
Oh, that's a good ending.
What do I predict?
Or sorry,
Christmas
what are you doing for the
predictions.
holidays?
Oh yeah.
Well, Hanukkah's over.
Oh.
True, technically.
So-
They
What'd you
line
do
up
for
this year.
Did you do anything for
No,
Hanukkah, Ben?
but I did hear. So, for the listeners, I live in a neighborhood of Lubavitcher Jews who are the guys who stand out on the street corners and they offer to do blessings if you're Jewish.
Mm-hmm.
And I overheard a guy behind me, like this was during Hanukkah, and he's on the phone. He's very excited, and he's like, "Hey, listen, I got to tell you, I did something I've never done before. I drove the mitzvah tank all the way to Manhattan and back. Yeah, legally." So
By the
that was
way-
my wholesome moment.
I never heard of the mitzvah tank. I went to
No, I
work.
hadn't either.
I went to work the other day and I saw like 14 of them. It was insane. I was like, this is like a conspiracy theory. I was like, this has to be a new thing Jewish people are doing. Because I've never seen this before in my life.
I don't know. They seem well established in Crown Heights. So,
I mean,
I've never seen the tank. I've usually only seen the guys.
And I was seeing Laura's side.
Seen the guys.
Not even
I
a Jewish
don't know
neighborhood.
anything about that. Hey, every neighborhood in New York's a little bit
Technically, you got me there. You got me there.
Nagila.
No.
Shout out to Judaism.
Shout out to the
am
religion. Yep.
But yeah, Hanukkah's cool. Christmas, I'm going upstate. Probably gotta help my family pick out a tree because they like to do it.
They do a day of?
Before. No. Like
I would love it.
Is it usually a family event?
Christmas?
Or are you just the lump?
tree.
Are you just the muscle?
Kind of the muscle.
Oh, the tree thing?
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't done it in a bunch of years, but I guess it was when I was a kid. So I don't really want to do it because I am the muscle, but no,
Donna can be the muscle too, though.
Oh my god,
True.
but she's coming the next day, so so it's not gonna happen.
My family
predicted it.
My family gave up on trees long time ago because my mom has a huge fear of the house burning down. So
Which is fair.
It's understandable.
Pine needles are very flammable.
Do you get like a fake tree?
yeah, we got a fake
That's
tree.
nice.
Yeah,
There's actually 2 fake trees.
Yeah,
now.
we have 2 fake trees too. I am just now realizing we haven't put shit up this year, my family. It's probably
That's
because my
surprising.
mom.
I feel like Crystal would.
Well, my mom likes to do it every year.
Yeah.
The day after Thanksgiving, and I'm always like, "Come on, at least wait till December."
Yeah, you have
It's
said
too
that.
early.
I remember
I've
that.
still got a full tummy over here. She likes to do it Thanksgiving after everyone left too.
I still got a full tummy.
I'm still.
over
What do
here.
you mean? I'm still eating.
What else am I fucking with?
But but we haven't done it this year. It's because my mom hasn't been around much, and I guess that's a good thing. I don't know. I
don't know. I think my brother is the only person in the family who loves putting the stuff up. And
yeah, I used to love it.
But he kind of like peer pressures my mom into doing it all.
Yeah.
Because she just kind of doesn't. She hates Christmas.
I feel that. I'm
yeah.
kind of in the hate Christmas
I do
mode
too.
the past few years.
I mean,
I'm
yeah,
so
it's stressful. the
over
holidays.
Christmas.
I hate
I'm not buying anyone shit. Don't buy me shit. I don't care.
net even.
I'm not decorating. I'm not fucking. I don't want to listen to Christmas music. I'm so sick of Christmas music.
Shout out to Christmas music.
Shout out Mariah Carey.
That's just.
We could have predicted what would win Carol's Christmas song bracket if it wasn't already over.
Yeah.
But shout out to that bracket.
Carol's Christmas. This is news to me.
You guys want
You're not an
some-
Instagram man.
Yeah. man?
Click on Instagram.
Well, now I got you guys. Got
Well, you guys want to know a secret?
What one?
It was rigged?
It was a rigged bracket. No, shut.
You can't be saying this on the air, bro.
This is how I find out.
No Shots Podcast is brought to you by Blurbs.com.